Well, I have bad news. Once again, I'm such a horrible math teacher. That was not a rhombus. Let's look at this. Dude, it was a parallelogram. A rhombus is a square. Well, a square is a rhombus actually, but if you take a square, a rhombus is when you just kind of squish that down. It's still a square. Well, it's not a square. It's the angles have changed, but the sides are still. Those are rhombus. Okay, what it is, a rhombus has to have the same length of each side, but the angles, those angles would be the same, and these angles would be the same. But so the sides have to be the same length. A parallelogram is a rectangle that's kind of been squished over. So that's a parallelogram. So I was wrong on the rhombus. This is rough. Okay, let's go back to some algebra. Monomials. We're going to do some division of monomials. A couple of things. You've done this before. Use up the tickets. Remember how tickets work? If I have something like x to the negative 3 over x, that x to the negative 3 would go down to the bottom, so this would be 1 over x, x to the third. Use up your tickets, and then we're going to end up canceling top with bottom. And prime factor things if you need to. A lot of times, prime factoring is going to make your life easier. It's not the marker I want. Yeah, let's use this one. So prime factor if you need to. And the idea of prime factoring is if I had something like 10, isn't 10 really 2 times 5? That's prime factoring. Break it down. Let's do some problems. Okay. So I have a 4 over a 4. Those guys are gone. A 4 over a 4, they cancel each other out. They become a 1, and I don't need to write that 1. Now let's look at this. I have an n to the first power over n to the 9th power. Do I have more n's on the top or on the bottom? I have more n's on the bottom. How many more n's? I have 8 more n's on the bottom. So my answer here is 1 over n to the 8th. There you go. Let's try another one. Ah, what do you see right there? What do you see? Yeah, what is this? What is this? You see that guy? You see my ticket? Right there. See the ticket? Ticket. Well, I think we can do a lot of this as we write it down. The 7s are going to cancel out. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Now I'm going to write this. I have s to the negative 3. He's going to go down to the bottom. And s to the 8th is already on the bottom. So what do I have? I have 1 over s to the 11th. There we go. That was a pretty crummy 3. There we go. All right. The idea of prime factoring, well, let's prime factor this 10 and the 2. Isn't a 10 really a 2 times a 5? See how this, look, see that 10? Let's get rid of 10. Let's write them as 2 times 5. Well, do you see the 2 here and the 2 there? I'm going to cancel those. Cancel top with bottom. So what number is left on top? I have the 5 left on top. Now let's start looking at the variables. I have an a over an a. Aren't they going to just cancel each other out? They cancel out, become a 1. So those guys are gone. Goodbye, a's. Let's take a look at those b's. I have a b to the first and a b to the 5th. Do I have more b's on the top or the bottom? I have more on the bottom. How many more? 4 more. I have 1 on top, 5 on the bottom, That means there are 4 more on the bottom. This is b to the 4th. B's are done. Let's take a look at the C's. C to the 4th, C to the 5th. There's 1 extra on the bottom, so it's C to the 1st. D to the 6th, D to the 1st, means there are more on the top. D to the 5th on top. There we go. And that's it for that one. Hey, I'm sorry about that whole rhombus debacle. Is that a word? Now I'll look up the word debacle. How do you spell that? Debacle? I'm going to look up that, and you can watch the next video and find out what the word debacle? Debacle? I think I did. I think I used the word correctly, man. Okay. Debacle. So I apologize for the whole rhombus debacle. I'm going to look it up and see if I'm using it correctly. Okay, bye.